Accordingly, Mr. Peter Obi and I requested the indulgence of the coalition to allow us to remain in our respective parties until the conclusion of these by-elections and out-of-season elections. I'm happy to announce that as at last week, all these elections have been concluded, and for that reason, we have no reason any longer to remain in the SDP or the Labour Party. By the grace of God, along with other partners, we are going to repeat what we did in 2015 when we got rid of the incompetent, thieving, stealing, and corrupt PDP administration. The current government in Kaduna State is led by people that have no name, no address, no surname to protect, and therefore they think the purpose of being in government is to steal and divert public funds. We contributed in bringing them into office. We therefore have a duty to contribute in sending them back home before they go to prison by the grace of God. So I want to call on all the people of Kaduna State to come out en masse, register with the ADC, and get their permanent voters card and prepare to vote out these incompetent, cursed, and useless people pretending to be a government. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. ADC! ADC! AD and C! Rise and shine, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
It is still too early to predict what the outcome of that coalition will be, but I can give them some tips.
Okay.
You see, El-Rufia has a grounds against the president, a legitimate ground, because he worked for the president. Hate him or love him, he has something, he has a basis to be angry. And he has been working assiduously to undermine the president, particularly in the Muslim North, where he's like the Khalifa to Buhari, he's like the brain box of the Muslim North. But let me give him a tip. If he really wants to see the back of the president, let me tell you for what he will do. And I think they may be on the path to really achieving that. Let El-Rufia convince the Muslim North. If he's able to do that, I know he can, he has the capacity, to look towards the south for a candidate to support, specifically the southeast. If I let me put it straight, the day El-Rufia decides and is able to galvanize the opinion molders in the north to zero down on a P2B, for instance, as the candidate, that will be the end of the Tinubu administration.
In politics, especially when you are in the opposition and your target is to unseat an incumbent president, there are two critical factors that determine success: the quality of your candidate and the strength of your party structure. These two elements are the foundation of any winning political strategy. Without them, you are simply not prepared for the kind of battle that a presidential election requires. Let's start with the party itself. A political party that wants to challenge a sitting president must be well organized. It needs structures across all states, down to the local governments and even the polling units. It must have members and supporters who understand their roles, who can mobilize people, monitor polling units, defend votes, and protect the integrity of the electoral process. A party that lacks these structures will struggle on election day because elections are not won by chance. They are won by organization, planning, and careful execution. But structure alone is not enough. You can have the most sophisticated party machinery, yet lose woefully if the candidate you present does not inspire the nation. This is why the second factor, the candidate, is even more central. The candidate must have mass appeal, credibility, and a message that resonates deeply with the public. There must be someone who can excite citizens, especially young people, and motivate them to participate in the election in large numbers. Large numbers matter because elections are ultimately a game of numbers. When people turn out massively, it becomes harder to manipulate the process. A huge voter turnout can overwhelm the system, reduce the chances of fraud, and make it difficult for any irregularities to change the outcome. So the candidate must have the ability to pull crowds, energize supporters, and give people a sense of ownership in the political process. This is the point where Peter Obi becomes extremely relevant in the context of the ADC. If the African Democratic Congress is truly serious about defeating Tinubu, then they must look beyond internal politics and focus on what is realistic and what is winnable. Peter Obi is one of the few politicians in Nigeria today who has both the credibility and the mass appeal needed to shift the political landscape. He has built a reputation for integrity, transparency, and competence, qualities that many Nigerians are desperately seeking in leadership. His performance in the 2023 election is proof of his national acceptance. He inspired millions of young people who had never participated in elections before. He created a movement that cut across religion, ethnicity, and region. People connected with him not because of money or political structures, but because they believed he represented a different kind of politics. That kind of authentic connection is extremely rare in Nigerian politics. ADC must recognize this reality. If they are serious about winning, they must be strategic enough to rally behind the candidate who gives them the best chance. And that candidate is Peter Obi. Giving him the ticket is not just a political decision, it is a strategic investment in victory. It is the kind of decision that parties make when they genuinely want to win and not just participate. With Obi as their candidate, ADC will gain instant national visibility. They will attract new members, energize the youth, and rebuild their structure around a candidate who people already trust. His momentum will strengthen the party structure, while the party structure will give him the institutional support he needs. It becomes a mutually reinforcing relationship. Politics is practical, it is strategic. It is about making the best decisions based on what the electorate wants. Nigerians want a candidate who is credible. Nigerians want a candidate who understands governance. Nigerians want a candidate who can unify the country. Nigerians want someone fresh, someone competent, someone who can communicate a clear vision. Peter Obi checks all of these boxes. In summary, if ADC truly wants to challenge Tinubu and mount a serious opposition, then they must ensure that Peter Obi gets the party ticket. He has the mass appeal, the national acceptance, the credibility, and above all, the momentum needed to give the party a real chance at victory. Without a candidate like Obi, defeating an incumbent president becomes extremely difficult. But with him, the party stands a genuine fighting chance.